Who is Ben Geisler?
So, who is Ben Geisler? Let's start with the easy one then. Who am I? I think it would depend on who you asked, but you might categorize me as a craftsman. You might call me an artist. It's complicated. When you do so many different things to arrive at the place that you arrived, it can be hard to describe how you got there in a concise way. I think that you can only end up the place you're in by taking the journey that you took. There's no way I could have ended up here at an earlier point in my life. I didn't have the missing pieces. Going out into the world and collecting those experiences to inform what you're doing, I think is pretty important. There are some people that were an artist as a kid, they stayed an artist, and they spent their whole life doing art. But as a craftsman, I had too many other subsets of life experience that I needed in order to have the maturity to approach my work the way that I approach it now. As a saddle maker, I build the interface. I build the thing that goes between the horse and the rider, that allows the horse and the rider to do what they do together. My goal is to create a saddle in such a way that allows kind of a purer connection. I'm firmly of the belief that set and setting are really important to being able to do good quality work. And I've made a place that I want to be. A place that when I come in here, I am in a mental space where I can do creative work. So the first thing I do is clean this whole place up. I want to walk in here and feel like I'm starting with a completely fresh slate, because ultimately that's where my attention is. I have my focus on making this thing, and I need a blank area to do it in. And that's really where the process starts for me.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright, the kind you wanna stay up with all night. You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel whole. They won't leave.
I have this creative impulse within me that extends out my fingertips, but I can't synthesize a saddle. I can't make anything without a tool. When you work with your hands and you have your hands on these tools all day, every day, they each have a weight, a memory, a feel. They have their own ergonomics, their own haptics. In order to do my job, my tools need to be an extension of my arm, of my hand, of my will. But that connection is what connects me to the work. The saddle connects the horse to the rider. The tools connect me to the saddle.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright, that tell you the truth and wish you.
You know, I'm a little bit dispassionate about the finished product in the sense that my work doesn't have meaning until it goes out into the world. So I'm anxious for it to go, because that's not really the end of anything. It's really the beginning. So what's interesting about this is that when I finish a saddle, everything that I've made contains within it a piece of me. It's not like it was stamped out in a factory somewhere by a machine. It is very much a living object in the sense that leather continues to change as it ages. It shrinks, it swells, it moves. And so you're putting something that's handmade onto another living thing, and the horse is breathing and moving and stepping, and so everything sort of fuses together into one moving thing instead of two. You know that you've done your job when you set it down and you cinch it in and you can feel that it fits. It's almost like a sigh of relief when it kind of cinches in and you go, oh, it's a good fit.